I'm gonna do a 10-day hard reset, anti-inflammatory reset. Means I'm doing no sugar at all and a bunch of other stuff for the next little while. I want to do a hard 10-day reset because I injured myself really bad, my hips again, and it might be a slip disc. So to help with that, sorry, I'm in so much pain. To help with that and the healing process, I'm going to cut out all things that give me inflammation. So I have a system, I have a tracking system I've been using for a very long time, and it's kind of how I manage myself in the day. I've got a lot of questions of how I keep myself motivated. I don't. I lack motivation just like everybody. You know, when you have a couple of good days, you have a couple of good days and like you feel really motivated. But what I have is a tracking system that keeps me in line for days that I have no motivation. And there are more days with no motivation than not. And those days I use discipline. And this is part of my discipline system and what I do. I have a bunch of these that I make out and kind of keep notes throughout the day. And I've been doing this for a really, really long time, so I have a whole bunch of them. And I'm going to kind of teach you guys how I do it overall so you can follow along. And then, of course, I'll do a more detailed one of, like, for example, what I did today. Yeah, so here we go. First thing I like to do, and I'm just going to base it off of, like, my actual day today. Or, like, I'll pick another day, okay? So, the hours I slept, I always like to throw in, actually, I'll just do today. Since today's my first day of my no sugar living. I also want to try to do intermittent fasting every single one of these days to help do a system reset. Bones you can't do anything about, but at least it'll help reduce the inflammation. Because I have a chronic illness, I cannot take, because of the chronic illness I have, I can't have Advil. Okay, so today I woke up at 6 a.m. I slept 8 hours, and I like to throw that in because anything above 6.5 hours, I'm ready to go. And I try to go to bed by 9:30 and have my phone on airplane mode by 9:30 because I have an autoimmune. Because I have an autoimmune, I need all the rest I can get. Okay. Then I do prayer, and this can be manifestation, this can be chants, this can be, you know, whatever your version of prayer is. Part of my lifestyle and my belief system is that you have to have a spiritual connection. It doesn't matter to me what denomination, what type of spiritual connection, what it is, but for me and for the way that I practice my life, that is one of the most important parts of my day. I like to do it all day long and like talk out loud to God and, you know, the creator of the universe, or the universe, however you guys want to say it, whatever you guys want to say. I feel like when you do that, it sets your mind for the day, and part of that includes like positive affirmations for yourself. I like to do that right away in the morning in my journal, and that comes after my skincare. So I will do my prayers. I will do my skincare. Skincare for me includes a whole bunch of stuff. So lately it's been gua shaing, and I've been using Germaine Dupicacini products. That's what GDC stands for. SPF is life. Do not do the skincare and then not follow it up with SPF. I also have been focusing on my scalp health because I have an autoimmune, and the type of autoimmune I have, my iron's really low and my body doesn't absorb nutrients like other people, like healthier bodies. So I have a lot of hair foliage. Like you can, if you get closer, can see my hair is, I mean, you know, it is what it is. And as we get older, it matters too. And like, as much as vitamins and stuff matter for hair growth, your scalp health matters a lot. And I try to use like anti-inflammatory cleansers for my scalp because that's actually the root, right, of your hair growth. Okay, moving on. I can talk more about that later. I like to journal, and I just ask people, please just do 7 minutes of journaling a day. It will make a difference to your life. And if you just set a timer for 7 minutes, the first couple of things I want in there are positive affirmations. I can just like pull out my journal and see any old day. What do I tell myself in the morning? Let's see. I am funny. I am kind. I am lovely. I'm a great mom. What are these? I am an exposure. I'm really proud of myself again. Okay, wait, this is actually kind of funny. Let me do some. It's not funny, but like it's funny. Let me do some more. All of them, guys, include I'm a great mom. I just tell you that. That one I really believe in. That's so funny. What else? Is there another one? Yeah. Okay, anyway, so that's what I kind of do. I do positive affirmations in the morning in my journal. Okay, sorry. Do positive affirmations in my morning journal, and then just like, you journal exercise. And I feel like it's the power of putting pen to paper that really makes all the difference when you are journaling or doing an exercise like this. And so that's why I recommend that. And it only takes 7 minutes. And then movement. This is usually exercise, right? It can be a walk. Sorry, I'm not used to doing this. It can be a walk. For me, it's normally Pilates, but I can't do that right now. But honestly, anything. Basketball, running, golf, if you're going to sweat enough calories, like up to you. Eating clean is the name of the game, because when you want to lose weight, it's really 70% of your diet and 30% of what you do in the gym, unless you're trying to get ripped, which I am, but right now I'm just trying to fix my pelvic bones. Okay, and protein. I am trying to increase my protein intake because I would like more muscle mass as I grow older, and protein's the name of the game. No sugar, no artificial sugar is the hardest part, because I feel it right now. But that's like what causes all my inflammation in my body, and like that's my number one enemy. And your number one enemy. Sugar is the root cause of every possible disease or illness you can think of, and we have so much like Alzheimer's, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, any sort of illness you can imagine is usually inflammation related or mucus related, and both those things are usually from artificial sugars. If you can cut that out, then we're in business, baby. IF, which is intermittent fasting, I like to do a 16-8. I like to play around with it and like try to do a little bit more if I can. So ideally, I stop eating after 7. Ideally after 6. Wow, what an ugly situation there. Okay, let's just do that again. I changed my mind. I'm not gonna delete this. I'm kind of doing this one off. So 6 p.m. and then I try not to eat until, honestly, 2 p.m. You don't have to do that because that gives you a very small window to eat. In hindsight, no, I cannot even recommend that to you guys. I'm doing something a little bit more extreme because I'm injured and I have an autoimmune. But you guys just do a 16-8. But I will probably be doing 7 p.m. fast to 1 p.m. fast, realistically. Good. If I do anything else, I'll let you guys know. I also like to include like 2 things, or like these are just 2 things that I'm working on right now. You will see that this will grow over the next couple of weeks. But for now, I like to include flossing as like a daily reminder to myself, because food stuck in your gums is just inflammation that heads off to your brain, and I really care about brain health, and inflammation in your brain. So reducing inflammation in your gums by flossing after every meal is a great way to reduce inflammation, and it's a good cue set. And I'll talk more about cue set resets because I like to use science and behavioral therapy in my 10-day, 30-day, 100-day, whatever reset you're doing for your body, whatever. Anytime you're trying to learn like new habits, habit building, you insert a new cue. So I'll talk to you guys about cue setting. So I've got flossing and hip rehab, which is what I really have to do. I don't know why I touched my hip like that. That really hurt. Okay, good. So these are the exercises that I'll check in with myself every single day for the next 10 days with you guys. If you want to join me on this part of the journey and then like maybe more of my journey, I want you guys to do blood work. But okay, so just going back up here, I date it. Sorry, I throw in the time that I've done it. I've written out this like cue set for myself on paper because the act of writing it out is part of the new habit building. It's part of the cue setting for yourself where you're doing something new. And it's the act of writing pen to paper. You can do like, just a list on your own, on your phone. But I like the act of writing it down because like, it keeps me motivated in the day. And as the day goes on, as I'll show you on this one, sorry, right here, I kind of like highlight out the parts that I've done, and it's kind of like my secret win, motivating me, making me happy. Yeah, and then I'll write down what vitamins I've had. I will do, my weight right now is 130. It's 131 pounds. May as well do 132. Let's just be honest. What's 137? Or what is 131.7? It's 132. Let's just do it. Oh, I didn't even do that right. Okay. 130. Oh no, not 130. Oh my god. It's 132.0. That's a lot because I am only 5 feet 2 inches. That's too much for my body. I like to do measurements for myself where I will get measuring tape. Measure myself. I do a bunch of blood work that checks my anti-inflammatory markers, my inflammatory markers. I have it listed on my website. If you go on my website and look up the tests that you can get done in Ontario, if you live in Ontario, included with your OHIP, and check all your inflammatory markers to get an idea of where you're starting and where you will end up. This is actually for, if you're doing a much bigger version of this, but it's still good to do if you've never done it before, and if you have any health symptoms that you can't figure out, checking your inflammation markers it's a good way to start. Another thing I like to do is sauna. Heat is really good and important for your body. And then sound, I like to have like positive hertz radiating in the background for my day and play it as much as I can. Anyways, this is pretty all over the place, but it's my first time doing this in a long time, and I hope that made sense. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I will be sharing my progress with you guys. Ow, it hurts to everything hurts. Hopefully in 10 days everything won't hurt, and I'm also interested to see when I follow this how it goes. In terms of my weight, I will be increasing my protein and adding something different to my diet today, and that something different is liver. My mom made it for me, so let's see how that is. And okay, that's it, guys. I'm really, really tired. I'm tired because I'm exhausted from being in pain, and I don't really want to take pain supplements. That's it. My name is Fiza. I didn't introduce myself in the beginning. Let me introduce myself now. If you guys don't know me, my name is Fiza. I have an autoimmune. It's called ulcerative colitis. And I have a really bad hip injury, a possible slip disc. And over the next couple of days, we will be discovering the extent of my injury together and doing this like anti-inflammatory lifestyle and Q reset. And that's it. Let's see where we are in 10 days.